Carbon credits and green assets, the next billion-dollar investment trend. What if the greatest investment opportunity of our time wasn't in oil, gold, or even real estate, but in the very air around us? For centuries, fortunes were built on resources we could see and touch: land, steel, energy. But today, something invisible is becoming the hottest commodity on Earth: carbon. The fight against climate change is no longer just a moral issue. It has evolved into a trillion-dollar economic revolution. Carbon credits and green assets are at the center of the shift, and for investors who move early, this could be the equivalent of buying oil fields in the 1800s or Silicon Valley land in the 1970s. The hidden gold in carbon. To understand this opportunity, we need to uncover what a carbon credit really is. A carbon credit is a certificate that represents 1 ton of carbon dioxide removed from the atmosphere or prevented from being emitted in the first place. Think about it like this: a company that builds a solar farm, a farmer planting 1,000 trees, or a project that prevents deforestation. All of these activities can generate carbon credits. These credits can then be sold to corporations under pressure to offset their pollution. Here's the shocking truth: carbon itself has become money. Companies are now trading their emissions, turning pollution into profit, and creating a new kind of marketplace where sustainability and wealth go hand in hand. The market that's just beginning. Stay with me, because this is where the numbers get unbelievable. Analysts project that the carbon credit market could exceed $2 trillion by the year 2030. That's bigger than the entire cryptocurrency market today. And the most important part? We are still in the early stages. Why is demand surging? Governments around the world are tightening climate policies. The European Union, the United States, China, and others are enforcing strict emission regulations. Corporations are pledging to go net zero, but since they can't eliminate all their emissions on their own, they have no choice but to buy carbon credits. Demand is skyrocketing. Supply can't keep up. And when that happens in any market, prices soar. The billionaires signal few are watching. Let's pause for a moment. When the richest corporations in the world, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, are spending hundreds of millions on carbon credits, it's not because they enjoy planting trees. It's because they understand something that most people don't. This market is going to explode, and they want to lock in their positions early. Even oil giants like Shell and BP, companies whose fortunes were built on fossil fuels, are now investing heavily in carbon credit markets. When the very companies who sell oil and gas start preparing for a carbon-driven economy, that's your wake-up call. The billionaires and corporate titans are already making their move. The question is, will you make yours? Not all carbon credits are equal. But here's the twist: not every carbon credit carries the same value. Some credits come from genuine, verified projects with measurable impact. Others are less reliable, often referred to as junk credits, and may not truly offset emissions. For investors, this is both the risk and the opportunity. The risk is falling into poorly verified credits that lose value. The opportunity is identifying high-quality, trusted credits that corporations will pay a premium for. In other words, the more you understand this space, the more you stand to gain. Knowledge, not luck, will separate the winners from the losers. Beyond carbon, the rise of green assets. The story doesn't end with carbon credits. The universe of green assets is expanding fast. Renewable energy infrastructure, green bonds, carbon capture technologies, and even natural ecosystems are being monetized. Solar and wind farms are attracting billions of dollars in investment. Green bonds, financial instruments that fund sustainable projects, have already crossed $1 trillion globally. Companies are developing machines that literally pull carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and investors are lining up to fund them. Even forests, wetlands, and oceans are being recognized as natural capital, assets that generate both ecological and financial returns. This isn't science fiction. This is finance evolving before our eyes. The great wealth transfer. Every great investment boom is fueled by a transfer of wealth. In the industrial age, money shifted into steel, railroads, and oil. In the digital age, it poured into software and the internet. Now, in the climate age, money is moving from fossil fuels into green energy and carbon markets. Entire industries are being disrupted. Coal plants are shutting down, oil companies are losing market share, and renewable firms are skyrocketing in valuation. This is not just a new trend, it's a financial revolution. Those who understand this shift and position themselves early will capture the wealth being transferred, while those who hesitate may be left behind, clinging to industries that are fading into the past. Stories of those already cashing in. Let me give you a real example. Tesla, the electric car giant, has made billions not just from selling cars, but from selling emission credits to other automakers who could not meet regulatory standards. Those credits alone have turned into a massive revenue stream. Microsoft is investing in projects that pull carbon directly from the air. Amazon is funding large-scale reforestation. Google is pouring millions into clean energy credits. These companies are not doing this for charity. They are doing it because they see carbon credits and green assets as essential to their long-term survival and profitability. When trillion-dollar corporations start buying into something before it goes mainstream, investors should pay close attention. Your window of opportunity. Now let's talk about you. The window of opportunity for early investors is wide open, but it won't stay that way forever. As soon as the masses catch on, as soon as governments mandate even stricter rules, prices will rise and entry points will become harder to find. Right now, you are standing in a crossroads. You can either wait, watching the headlines roll by as others position themselves early, or you can take action, understanding that fortune always favors the bold. Remember this: the biggest profits are made before everyone else believes. The risks you must respect. Of course, no opportunity comes without risks. The carbon credit market can be volatile. Regulations can change quickly. Some projects may fail to deliver real impact. And liquidity can be an issue since not every credit is easily tradable. But think about the paradox. The very risks that scare people away are the same risks that create massive rewards for those willing to take calculated action. Investors who embrace uncertainty, who study the landscape, and who enter strategically will be the ones who walk away with fortunes. The future of carbon is currency. Imagine a future where carbon itself is a form of currency. Imagine countries trading carbon credits the way they trade oil and steel. Imagine banks evaluating businesses not just on profit and loss, but on their carbon footprint. This isn't a dream, it's already happening. Banks are integrating carbon risk into their lending models. International negotiations are centering on carbon trade deals. Corporations are putting carbon accounting at the center of their strategies. The financial system is being rewired and carbon is at its core. The question isn't if this will happen, it's how fast. So let me ask you one final question. When the history of this decade is written, will you be one of the investors who waited, who hesitated, who missed the greatest wealth shift of our time? Or will you be one of the pioneers who saw the opportunity, acted boldly, and claimed your share of the green revolution? Because by the time the world catches on, by the time carbon credits make front-page headlines every day, the biggest gains will already be gone. Carbon credits and green assets are not just about saving the planet, they are about building the next era of wealth. The air we breathe, the forests that stand tall, the sunlight that shines down, these are becoming the foundation of a new economy. An economy where profitability and sustainability walk hand in hand. If this vision of the future inspired you, then take the next step. Hit the like button, share this video with others who need to understand what's coming, and subscribe right now. Don't forget to tap the bell notification icon so you never miss another opportunity that could shape your financial future. Because the next billion-dollar trend is already unfolding. The only question left is, will you be part of it?